Today, we're traveling back in time, way back, to a land of towering temples and sun-drenched sands, to the ancient city of Uruk. In this magnificent city lived a king named Gilgamesh. He was 2/3 god and 1/3 human, which made him incredibly strong and powerful. He built mighty walls around his city and was prouder than a peacock with a brand new tail. But Gilgamesh was also a bit of a handful. He was so strong and so sure of himself that he would challenge everyone to contests. He always won. He would wake up the whole city with his loud proclamations and boss everyone around. The people of Uruk admired his strength, but they wished he would be a little kinder and think about others' feelings. So they prayed to the great sky gods for help. "Please," they whispered, "send someone who can be a friend to our king, someone who can match his energy and teach him to be gentle." The gods heard their prayers. Far away in the wild forests and grassy plains, they created a new being. His name was Enkidu. Enkidu wasn't like the people in the city. He was a wild man with long, tangled hair and a heart that beat to the rhythm of nature. He lived with the animals, running with the gazelles, drinking from the same streams, and speaking their language. He was the protector of the wild, a friend to every creature big and small. He was as strong as a mountain and as free as the wind. One day, a hunter from Uruk went into the forest and saw the incredible Enkidu. He was amazed and a little scared. He rushed back to the city and told King Gilgamesh about this powerful wild man. Gilgamesh, always looking for a challenge, became very curious. "A man as strong as me?" he boomed. "Impossible. I must meet him." Gilgamesh sent a kind woman from the temple, named Shamhat, to find Enkidu. She traveled to the edge of the forest and waited by the watering hole where the animals gathered. When Enkidu appeared, he was cautious. He had never seen a city person up close. But Shamhat was not there to fight. She spoke to him in a soft voice, telling him about the wonders of the city of Uruk, about the delicious bread and the amazing music. She told him about King Gilgamesh, a man as mighty as he was. Enkidu listened, fascinated. He had never tasted bread or heard music. He had never known another person as strong as himself. A new feeling sparked in his heart, curiosity. He decided he would go to Uruk and meet this famous king. As he left the forest, the animals watched him go, sad to see their friend leave, but knowing he was off to a new adventure. When Enkidu arrived in Uruk, everyone stared. They had never seen anyone like him. He was tall, powerful, and looked like he belonged to the wilderness. News of his arrival spread like wildfire, reaching the king's palace in an instant. Gilgamesh, hearing that the wild man was in his city, strode out to meet him. The two finally stood face to face in the city square. It was like watching two lions meet for the first time. They were both so strong, so proud. Without a word, they began to wrestle. The ground shook as they grappled, each one a perfect match for the other. They pushed and pulled, a whirlwind of muscle and might. The people of Uruk watched in awe. No one had ever been able to stand up to Gilgamesh before. The wrestling match went on and on, but neither could defeat the other. Finally, exhausted, they both fell to the ground. But instead of anger, something amazing happened. They looked at each other, panting and covered in dust, and they both started to laugh. It was a laugh of respect, a laugh of surprise. In that moment, Gilgamesh realized he had finally found someone who was his equal. And Enkidu realized he had found a place where he could belong. From that day on, Gilgamesh and Enkidu were inseparable. They were the best of friends. Gilgamesh showed Enkidu the joys of the city, the warm food, the comfortable beds, the bustling markets. And Enkidu taught Gilgamesh about the beauty of the wild, the secrets of the animals, the quiet wisdom of the trees, and the importance of listening to the world around you. Gilgamesh changed. With Enkidu by his side, he became a better king. He was still strong and brave, but now he was also kind and thoughtful. He stopped bossing people around and started helping them instead. He learned that true strength wasn't just about winning contests, it was about having a friend you could count on. But adventure was always calling to them. One day, Gilgamesh said, "Enkidu, my friend, let's do something no one has ever done before. Let's travel to the great cedar forest and defeat the terrible monster who guards it, Humbaba." Humbaba was a fearsome giant with a booming voice like 100 storms and breath like fire. Everyone was afraid of him. Enkidu was worried. He knew the forest and its dangers. "Gilgamesh," he said, "Humbaba is a terrifying guardian. The gods put him there. This is a dangerous plan." But Gilgamesh was filled with courage. "Don't be afraid," he declared. "Together, we can do anything. Our names will be remembered forever." Seeing his friend's determination, Enkidu agreed. With two strong friends working together, what was there to fear? So they prepared for their great journey. The blacksmiths of Uruk made them giant axes and mighty swords. The whole city came to wish them luck, cheering for their brave king and his wild-hearted friend. Their journey to the cedar forest was long and full of challenges. They crossed mountains and rivers, facing the wilderness together. At night, Gilgamesh would have scary dreams about the battle to come, but Enkidu was always there to comfort him. "It's just a dream, my friend," Enkidu would say. "We are strong and we are together. We will be safe." Finally, they reached the edge of the magnificent cedar forest. The trees were taller than any they had ever seen, reaching all the way to the clouds. It was beautiful, but it was also eerie and silent. And in the heart of the forest, they found him, Humbaba. The monster roared when he saw them, and the whole forest trembled. The battle was epic. Humbaba was ferocious, but Gilgamesh and Enkidu were a perfect team. Gilgamesh swung his axe with all his might, while Enkidu used his knowledge of the forest to outsmart the giant. They dodged his attacks and worked together, encouraging each other when they felt tired. With one final, heroic effort, they defeated the monster. They stood victorious, breathing heavily, surrounded by the quiet forest. They had done it. They had faced the greatest danger and won, all because they had each other. Their adventure became a legendary story, told for thousands of years. But the most important part of the story wasn't defeating a monster. It was about how a proud king learned humility and how a wild man found a brother. It was about the incredible power of friendship. Gilgamesh and Enkidu showed everyone that the greatest adventure in life is finding a true friend. And that's the story of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, a tale of how friendship can make us stronger, braver, and kinder. I hope you enjoyed our journey to ancient Uruk. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to join us for another story soon. Bye for now.